So maybe we can have one person just lead the conversation. So maybe give an overview of the team. What do you think their style of play is, and then show some like one or two instances from the replay. And then we just quickly give the draft rating, key player, and who needs a big season, and then just a brief reason why. Yeah.
So just clarifying, the style of play is kind of like what we, I guess, discuss
Yeah.
together as a group, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, well, I guess we'll do Winonans first.
Yeah.
Mystiic from the new addition to the Winonans squad. Welcome, first of all, I guess. Yeah, what are your thoughts on what you've seen of their play so far?
I haven't really been in their scrims yet. I haven't joined yet, but based on what replays Casey is sending me, I think that they're a very structured team. I think that they have a game plan. Obviously, a game plan in every game, but they play according to the compatibility of the team, less than individual skill. So I think Casey is focusing more on the team instead of the individual skill, but he's using these players as well, their individual skills, to work with the team.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, I think Winonans is one of the strongest team, if not the strongest team in the division.
Yeah, agree.
And yeah, their style of play compared to the previous seasons really changed. So in the previous seasons, they are more known as a pragmatic defensive teams. But with the addition of Hobie and GD, they've become a high intensity press machine team. That would be my description of them.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot. Now that KC's the main back to with Joy, we might see a bit more aggression in this league from their team, because I know Casey loves playing aggressive goalkeeper. But yeah, also just these four players in particular, Joy, Casey, Hobie, and GD, have really great chemistry with each other. Not just that, but also being more experienced players. Casey being the tactical genius he is, I think they can really make some exciting offensive plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I just wanted to show quickly something I found really interesting about when I was watching their scrims is their rotations. Their rotations are very cool. Just watch how they rotate. So they've done like a
circle,
clockwise motion. Yes, they've done a clockwise motion, which is pretty standard, I guess. But it was like they are all like so synchronized, and I think that only really comes from experience and understanding each other and their position and their tactics very well. So on the defense as well, when they're tracking back, Casey, he's made the save, and then he knows straight away, so this is something I don't think every other team is going to be as good as Winonans at, is the efficiency on the rotation when they're a bit out of position. I think something they do really well and will help with them with maintaining, as you said, their pressure and just their offensive capability.
Yeah, absolutely. I think because of their aggressive nature, they have to rotate a lot. So not only just like a standard clockwise rotation, you see sometimes Casey ending up in an offense forward and Hobie and GD at the back. I think that's very common in this team. Can be really hard to deal with because you have to deal with a lot of different play style, a lot of different combinations. Yeah.
Yeah, they work as a whole unit instead of separation. Like, they know where they should be in what position. I think they really have the understanding of where they're supposed to be at what place. So I think that's going to be very hard for other teams to deal with.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely tactics first, which is very effective for their team.
So Mystiic, if you would have to give them a brief description of the style of play, what would that be?
A description of a style of play.
Just a brief one.
I think I would give them the nickname of moving as a unit, because I feel that these guys have the experience and they understand each other, and I feel that with their chemistry, I think they'll be able to move the ball faster, especially if they're aggressive nature. And I think they're going to be causing chaos in the league, honestly, because they're moving as a whole team. So if they lose the ball, all of them track back, and then when they're in the counter, they rotate into positions where maybe KC can find a pass, and then so on.
Yeah, movement as a unit, rotation, positional play. Definitely one of the more aggressive teams, as you said. I think there are some other more aggressive teams, I think, but offensive teams.
Okay, so let's move on to the draft. Apart from the PYOT, there's of course Razzle, the first player, Tick, Darius, Amber, PXN, and now Mystiic has come in for Josh in the reserve team with PXN.
Red Devil should comment on this because me and Mystiic are biased.
All right, sure. So, I mean, looking at this objectively, I don't think it's a very good draft, solely based on the fact that they ended up having to pay 59 coins for Amber, which is, no disrespect to Amber, I don't think it's worth 59 coins. But yeah, so, I mean, Razzle and Tick is a very good player, I know that, and Darius is quickly improving every day. PXN and Mystiic is a very good pickup, in my opinion. So I guess them both a B tier in my tier list. So yeah, I have to rate them.
Yeah, I would agree with you there on the most part. Like, I think Tick is probably the only value pickup. Like that is one of the best pickups in the draft for sure. Tick is definitely not just worth 1 coin, but yeah, it was just a risky at the end fighting for Kasumi, and Lunatix had him covered. But I'm actually going to say C. Sorry, KC, just didn't work out for you this time.
I agree with you. I was going to give C, so I'll say C as well. And Mystiic.
For me, I think Razzle going for 10 coins is considered cheap, honestly. But I understand the Darius pick because he's slowly becoming one of, if not good potential Singapore player, but I don't really rate the draft, so I'm gonna have to go with a C tier as well. C.
All right, cool. Yep. Okay, let's move on to the key player. I guess I'll let you guys go first this time.
I think this is probably the most obvious.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, I'm gonna have to say Hobie for this one. I mean, every player, especially in the starting 4, is top quality. But yeah, I don't think this is a contest. I think Hobie is arguably the best player in AHL. So.
And you missed it. Yeah.
Actually, I would have gone for Hobie as well, but I'm actually gonna switch it up, and I'm actually gonna go for KC because I think KC is their defensive heart. If you don't have KC, you don't have the build-up play that leads to that aggressive nature and the technical ability of Hobie. So I think that KC starts the play, and then Hobie can finish the goal. So I think KC is their key player.
I actually really like that take from you, Mystiic. It's great.
Okay, so for me, it's no question. It's Hobie. Personally, the best player I've ever played with, and the best player in AHL this season. Yeah, he's just a cheat code sometimes. He just digs goals out of nowhere. So yeah, but also in combination with GD, the deadliest duo in AHL history potentially. So
I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, supported by Joy and Casey, who's very experienced, very good chemistry between themselves. Yeah, so just have to go with Hobie. And for who needs a big season, I would give that to Casey. Yeah, so for the reason similar to what Mystiic just gave. So they have such a good players this season, good forwards. So it's I think it's up to him and Joy as well to supply them with enough chances and play to their strength. So yeah, I think Casey's been playing for the past 3 seasons now, and he's always been good. But this season, if he wants to win, he really needs to step up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna chip in with the other dude you mentioned, Joy. Coming off, I guess, a less a slightly more disappointing Nations Cup. I think he's a solid player, and he's surrounded by people who he can really work off of. But yeah, just if he is able to bring his usual quality, I think there's no stopping this team, because the other three are definitely reliable, solid players. So yes, we're rooting for you, Joy.
Yeah.
For me, I actually agree with what Raz said. I'm gonna go with Joy as well, because if Joy has his good days, him and Casey will definitely be lethal. I mean, imagine Joy on his good day, and then he's passing to Hobie. Like, this four is like, it'll cause chaos, you know what I'm saying? And I think Joy, even though Nations Cup was a bit disappointing, but I think he's still a great player, and I really respect him. So yeah, I think Joy needs that big season. I think this is the season.
Yeah, great. I agree with that very much. Both Joy and Casey needs a big season. Okay, so I think that we finish up the Winonans. So I guess next we'll move on to Lunatix.
Oh yeah, we should probably clarify who is who.
Oh,
in the
yes.
replay. Yo-Yo was Hoovie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The diamond is Ninja, and
Yeah.
okay, and the spade is Solar, and the other one is Mitsugi. I guess.
Yeah.
If
Oh, okay.
actually, Razzle, I think you can go ahead with this one because I think you've analyzed the team, right? I saw.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Document.
Yeah, I think I was really surprised by this team. I know they did do very, very well in AHL D2,
Yep.
but yeah, really surprised by the quality of this squad. Watching back on the scrims, I believe they actually got one over Toman, which I was very surprised at. I think they play quite traditionally, but there's like some individual quirks about each player that I think can surprise the opponents. I think one player in particular is Hoovie. I think he's really shown some quality in the scrims.
Yeah, I agree very much with that. I think Hoovie is the one player to watch for, definitely. And in terms of the players, these guys are actually teammates in, I think it's been 2 or 3 seasons now in Thai League. So Hoovie, Mitsugi, and I think someone else, not quite sure. Oh, and Vasino, yeah, of course. Yeah, so these guys have been playing together a lot, and yeah, they have like a chemistry between them.
Yeah, I guess they're very glad that they were able to pick up Vasino for 1 coin
Yep.
in the draft.
Yeah, and with the addition of Kasumi, I think he's a very, in addition to being a very good player, he's a very good leader as well. Yeah, so he's like a calm head that can get involved on and off the pitch and tactically as well.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how Kasumi fits into this team.
So maybe spoiler alert a little bit. I heard Ninja is planning some tactical changes. So, and Kasumi's been really involved. So watch out for that.
Oh, I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Mystiic?
Who's Phantom?
Phantom, I believe, is Rodrigo or Gomez. It's another Thai player.
I see. Personally, I think that D2 season was really showcasing that this team has what it takes to compete in D1. Now that they don't have Miralaj, this team is still really good, especially Kasumi. Personally, I think he's a good leader. He knows how to dictate the team. And personally myself, I've played with Mitsuki before under Violent Kingdom, and he's a really good player. He knows what his task is, and I think he is going to, work with his team properly. He's a good player, and I think their team's really good.
Yeah. So do we want to quickly have a look at the replay to see how they are in action?
We'll do Lunatix versus Toman. I didn't analyze their game against Shelby very, very in detail, but maybe let's just have a look at how they position defensively. I think so pretty standard with the one blocking the back pass. that's a goal for Huey.
So it's looking like they're man marking each player, which is good. So
they're also trying to keep that box on the defense, which is actually, I would say that's a pretty advanced thing.
Yeah.
Like if we look back here and the ball spills out, see how far Getsunova pushes up on micro.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as you said, Mitsuki knows his role. This last goal, I thought this was a good bit of skill. Good body blocking.
Yep.
Nicely put away. So they've really got some quality on the side.
Yeah. It seems like they know what they're supposed to do in the defensive transition.
Yeah, you can definitely see some experience.
I would say that their style is pretty chaotic. Maybe not as much as Toman, but definitely relying a lot on spamming and pushing the ball.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep. But they need to step up their game if they want to be competitive in D1 for sure.
I think that what you said about their chaotic game style, I think it can actually really work in their favor, because I mean, you saw what happened in that Toman game is they're constantly on the defense, but you have Hoovy who can exploit the Toman press like this, where they're all in the corner. And look, I mean, this is a once-off where I think, I don't know who this is. Do you know?
It's Red
Devil?
Winon, yeah.
Well, it's Winon, yeah. I think he was AFK for a little bit, so he's a bit further back than he should be. Yeah, probably. Yeah, who knows? But yeah, you can see Hoovy trying to exploit all of this space here. So yeah, they do have chances against stronger teams for sure.
Yeah. I was just going to add that Hoovy is capable of scoring 1v1. One of the few players who can be really dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing about this chaotic playstyle is that some of these teams won't be able to predict, because if you compare Lunatix to Winonans are more technical and straight to the book type of thing. But if you look at Lunatix, they're playing more their own style, their own way of defending and everything. And the spamming as well definitely will catch some people off guard. So I think that this type of playstyle might benefit them, but obviously some better teams might exploit this, and it might turn out bad for them.
Yeah, so it relies a lot on the individual qualities, I would say. And against stronger players, and then it might not work in their favor. So maybe we can move on. Okay, let me just quickly note down the style play. So we say they are chaotic, spammy,
unexpected stuff.
Yeah, unpredictable.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, with the sneak peek you gave us, I would add, I guess, innovative tactics as well. Yet to see the true extent of that with whatever Kasumi is cooking, but interested to see.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let's move on to the draft rating. And maybe we'll start with Mystiic this time. Mystiic, what do you think?
Could you help put up? Yeah, okay, thanks. Actually, I don't know. I 70 coins on Kasumi. It may be worth it, but I don't know if that price tag is a bit too expensive. But comparing this to Winonans, I think that this could be a D tier, in my opinion.
Interesting. I thought this was one of the best in the entire draft. I thought Ninja did this so well. I mean, Vecino for 1 coins is criminal. Even if he's not playing seriously, this is huge. Phantom, I can't vouch for exactly, but from what Red Devil has said, he seems like a solid player, so 7 coins, fair enough. I mean, Kasumi was a late pickup, and I guess he was fighting with KC, so the price is a bit inflated, I'd say, but Kasumi's like easily top 5 players in the draft.
Yep.
And De Gea for 1, I mean, with the whatever coins he had left. I'm surprised these 2 weren't picked up sooner. Like, actually.
Agree. Yeah.
This is criminal. Okay. Red Devil?
So
Oh, sorry, I didn't wait. A. I'm going to give this an A to you. Is the max S or A?
I guess A. I think A.
A. I'll keep it A then.
Okay. I actually agree with Razzle. I think this is one of the best drafts this season. I think Kasumi is a brilliant pickup at 70, especially at the start of the draft at that time. Yeah, Vecino for 1 is like more than a bargain. The rest of the draft are really solid as well. Like you said, Carl, Hani, great players. The hair, I think Ninja knows him personally, so good pickup. Yeah, and with the existing chemistry of the PYOT teams, really, really, really solid draft in my opinion. Yeah, so A for me.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see for the end table to see whose prediction holds up, I guess.
Yep. And for the key player, I guess I've spoiled a little bit, but for me, it's definitely Hui. I think he carries the attacking momentum of the team. He's the one that they rely on for goals. And he can also chip in build-up play and just defensive responsibilities. So he's very all-rounded. His temperament can be improved, but so are a lot of players on that team. Vecino, if he can play seriously, absolutely terrifying to play against. Yeah, that's my key player. And Razzle?
I'll say Kasumi.
Okay. Yep.
Because I mean, what we were talking about earlier with the tactics, whatever he's cooking.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see what Lunatix have this season now. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Key player, not even completely in the respect of his skill, but also just what he's bringing to the Lunatix side tactically. All right, Mystiic, you're up.
Yeah, I agree with what Razzle said, but once again, I'm going to go for the player that is the sole heart of the team, if I could say. I'm going to go with Mitsuki because I'm going to go with the same thing as I said in the same thing with KC is Mitsuki, he knows his job, he knows what he has to do, and he will be the one that builds he will build up the play for your team. And obviously Kasumi does the tactics, but Mitsuki can really help this Lunatix side defensively and offensively with his great passing. I think that his build-up play will lead to, Kuvi scoring some nice goals and everything. So, yeah, I think Mitsuki is my key player. Not with the Violent Kingdom bias, by the way. Just in general.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Mystiic is definitely someone who you can rely on and actually pretty experienced now, having played in multiple AHL D1 and D2 seasons. And who needs a big season, Mystiic, in your opinion?
Who needs a big season? Thinking about this, I think that Kuvi needs the big season. I think that from the scrims, from the snippets that we just watched, I think you saw his technical ability and his, poaching side, and I think that he'll improve the season, and I think that he'll be a really fundamental player for Lunatix this season. So yeah, I think he's gonna have a really big season. So
You know what? I'm going to agree with you with that, Mystiic. I'm also going to say Hoovie just because if there's anyone who's going to bring home the golden boot and bring Lunatics to victory, it'll be probably Hoovie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's why he needs a big season for his team.
Yeah, I think Hoovie has been a D2 menace, but in D1 he hasn't really made an impact yet, so I think this is a season for him. Yeah, so I've already gone with Hoovie in key player. I'm tempted to go for him again, but I'm going to go with Kasumi.
Yes.
I think
wow.
I think Kasumi has played all 3 seasons if I'm not mistaken, and despite coming really close in all 3 seasons, he hasn't won it. I think he can make more impact in this team because with Hong Kong, although they're great players and they have a lot of good chemistry, they're a little bit tactically inflexible. I think Kasumi, as a leader, he can really influence the team's style of play and teaches the younger players what they need to do in what moment. Yeah, so for me, Kasumi. Yeah, I guess that
Yeah.
wraps up Lunatics.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope. I think they'll have an interesting season. As an aside, with Hoovie and Mystiic and I think also Rodrigo, Honey, they're my teammates for my Thai league team. So yeah, I've been hanging
Ooh.
out in WC. And
So you've got that. You're already kind of barracking for them a little bit.
yeah, that's why I have the spoilers and stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
You got the ins.
Mystiic, can you stay or you have to?
Nah, can't really.
All right,
Oh.
thanks, man. Thanks, Mystiic.
All right, thank you. Have a good
Bye.
night.
So Matzookas are a very, very interesting team. Like they're probably the most inexperienced team with fours, but I think if they get their act together, they could be a real surprise. It could really go either way. Like there might be a little bit of a issue with the chemistry to begin with, but I think
I think that's an understatement.
I think they've got a bit of firepower, so it could go either way.
Any comments, Razzle?
I mean, yeah, I think what we've seen of them in scrims is definitely not their full potential. Obviously, also missing their subs with Thor, Letty, Yuzi, Wynon, who was strangely apparently playing for Toman for a little bit, but we'll ignore that.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised to see that Cement is their PYOT. I was not expecting that. I guess it was because of his season in HFL under my futsal team. And Miri probably reached out to him because of that. But as Maxie said, the least experienced in fours, but I can imagine this team just like absolutely grinding it in the scrims and then building up that chemistry.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're definitely inexperienced in 4v4, and although they're all really technically gifted, I think it would take some time for them to develop their style and chemistry. Potentially might be a bit difficult to manage, but we'll see.
Yeah. Were there any replays that we analysed or not? Because I didn't have anything of substance.
We can maybe just look over it a little bit against the game they played against Prison FC, I think, which is I think the only game they played with full team.
I know they played against Winonans the other day, but I don't have the replay for that. So
yeah,
let's have a look, I guess.
Okay.
I know what the result of this was. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah. So yeah, another problem they have is I think Softy and Mirella hasn't been available very much because of the time zones. It's a bit too late for them. But yeah, you can see that they're very gifted as a player. Just their experiences in 3S and their players overall. Matsui is one of Australia's best players there. And Gosofsky,
I think in 3v3 for sure, but he's definitely not top 5 in Australia for 4v4, I'd say.
Right, yeah.
He just doesn't have the experience. It's all
like
compared to people like Chicken, who isn't in AHL, but he definitely has like at least double, if not triple, the 4v4 experience.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
If you look at Red Team, I don't know like if they've all played together, but like they've got parts that have played together in AHL a lot. So Mason played with Viper for Prison previously.
I mean, I have no doubts this 4 in combination has been a pub like streak of 20 at some point. But,
even if you go to like their highest picked, bidded player, which is Joseph, like they've played together, Viper, Joseph, and Mason. So there's a lot of chemistry there, but not just like playing in 3s or whatever, but playing in 4s in AHL. Important to get some off to a good start.
I'm just looking at the chat.
Any comments, Red Devil?
So I still think they have a very good potential. Mirella has been grinding all the room like a couple hours a day at least. He's actually getting really good. If I play to him, but, yeah.
For sure, yeah.
I've not seen much of Softy after he got unbanned, and not much of Matsui in 4v4 at all. CMNT is I think a newish type player, but a very good potential. Yeah, it's actually great to see him in D1.
He tells me that he's a futsal / real soccer Andy, but good. Can't believe I used the word Andy. Oh my god.
I was like, throw it out. I was like,
what? Anyways, no, it's interesting to see that he's taken on more big ball recently with Thai League and of course AHL. So excited to see how he goes with the Matzookas.
All right, let's move on to the draft.
Did you want to do their playstyle?
Yeah, their playstyle first. Yeah. But I don't think they have a clear playstyle as of yet. They're inexperienced and still a work in progress. Okay, so do you want to do the draft rating, Razzle?
Yeah, so let's have a look at the draft.
Yep.
So, when it was like initially, or in the initial stages, I think I was really worried for the Matzookas with how it was going, because a lot of the high quality players were getting picks like Josephs and Libero, Donny as well, but they really did have a good draft, I'd say. I think Thor is the best pickup here out of who was remaining.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, I think their number one objective would have been to go for at least one like top tier player in the draft, because I think that would really boost their squad. But yeah, their reserve players, not bad. I think Tot is definitely good, and Name has for sure like really improved in the past couple of months. So I'm glad to see him getting some recognition. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see with these sub picks.
Yeah. So what do you want to go with in terms of the rating?
I'll give them. It's definitely not A tier, but I'll give them a solid B.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go with, I think, B as well. So I think they've drafted some really, really solid players. But as you said, it's lacking like a big name player. So in terms of squad depth, I think they did really well because I'm not sure how available is Matsui and Softy with their time zones issues. And I think Leddy is a good pickup for them. Whenever he's available, he knows how to play with the Australians, and he is Australian. Yeah, he's the one player that really experienced in 4v4 style play. So yeah, he's a great addition to the team. A goalkeeper as well, something that they're missing. And Thor, another really good, naturally gifted player, experienced in AHL winner. Yeah, so great player. Winonans as well, solid sometimes, and Uzi is also solid. Yeah. So yeah, a good draft for them, but maybe lacking a bit of yeah. And
Yeah, I don't have much to add there. I think that they've definitely drafted solid. I think be interested to see how Letty goes with these guys. I think he's pretty good playing with whoever, but I think there's some. Well, whatever chemistry there is, there'd probably be with Letty. But it's good to see Thor back. I hope he gets to play a fair bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see him in the draft.
So the final rating.
I'll put a bit as well.
Okay. Yeah. And key player, I guess I will start. I think the key player is Murali, because I think he's probably the most experienced in the forest. He's been grinding a lot, and he's toned down his behavior by a lot as well. That's great to see. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him this season. And
I'll agree with you. I'll say Mirror as well.
Yeah, so
all right, yeah, unanimous on this one. And who needs a big season? What do you think, Maxie?
Well, maybe Seaman T, because he's like or whoever fills that fourth spot, especially in an inexperienced team,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he needs a big season like that, like putting pressure or whatever. But like with a league like this, you want to have 4 solid players. So even if he has a solid season, like it goes a long way for them to at least make the finals.
Yeah.
I actually feel that Matt Sweeney needs a big season because he's the captain and he needs to show he needs to do his leadership correctly.
Yeah.
He's an experienced captain in Hibans, and he has had experience in AHL as well. But I think, yeah, his ability to provide that role as a captain and also the quality on the pitch lies heavily upon him, and a very diverse squad as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me, I'm gonna go with a different player to both of you. I'm gonna go with Leddy because he has an availability issue, but I think whenever he's available, he's probably going to play. And we've not seen him much in a competitive scene, I would say. But I think he's a very, very, very good player, very easy to play with, and I hope he has a big season this season because to really showcase what he's got in his locker. So yeah, I'm going to go with Leddy. Yep, and that wraps up Matzookas. So shall we move on to do you want to do Prison FC next?
Yes.
All right.
I'd love to.
Okay, I guess I'll start on this one, seeing as it's my baby, I'm a captain in the previous season and pretty much a co-captain in the second season as well. So yeah, coming in as a 2-time champions, I think they have a bit of pressure to do well this season. In terms of their play style, it hasn't changed much from the previous season, but I think this season is under Mason's leadership. I think it's been more of a possession-based team and a lot more fluid and flexible than what we used to set up a bit. So Prison in the previous season are a very dominant side in terms of just playing their position in their own third. So we keep the position in the final half, just keep attacking. But I think this season it's changed a little bit, such that they are dominating the middle of the park more. They've become more of a transition team that can really hurt their opponents on the break, as well as still being really, really solid attacking wise. Yeah, so that would be my description of them this season.
I think that's spot on.
Yeah.
Anything to add about your teammates?
No, I think this is going to be a good season, hopefully. Some very tough competition there.
Yeah.
I think a big thing to watch with Prison FC is, yes, they have really good chemistry with each other, but they all have their own like distinct play styles and quirks, much like what we were discussing about, I think it was Lunatix. For example, just like the difference between how Baby Lady and how Viper take corners. We'll have a look at how Viper takes corners first. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Yep, so in that case, he's just back past it straight to Mason. Bang, just turn, no nonsense. Love that. Thought this was a nice bit of skill here from Viper. Drops it for Mason. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wall and back pass straight back. So, he has so much in his locker technically, but just moves the ball so well, distributes it, and keeps it moving for his team. And let's also have a look at Baby Lady with his corners as well. Yeah, loves his. I think a big trademark that you'll know if it's Baby Lady is just watching him in the corner. Yeah, one of the strongest, I would say, in the technical area in Asia, I'd say.
Yep.
So pay attention just in case you want to play against the player next time, and Baby pops up and be perfect.
Here's another example.
Yeah.
So always plays a little bit within the corner to like draw out the defender and then passes back.
Yeah.
And sometimes he does actually just use his body to force the pass back by the other player. So different play styles within this team. So they have all these different tools to exploit the defense of other teams, which I think is really important for being able to handle different teams. Sorry, I know this is dragging on a little bit long, but I wanted to look over the other two players, Loris and Mason, because I thought they had some really interesting interactions, specifically Loris in these replays here. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just what kind of drop is this? Yeah, so Loris is for those who don't know, Loris was a futsal main, but he does wacky shit like this. Sorry for swearing. Let's have another example. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very unique way of dropping the ball, just 3 kicks into the wall and then...
Yep.
There's a lot more stuff like that.
I would say Mason reads them pretty well.
Yes, as we're about to see here, they have really good chemistry with those drop balls. One more at 5 minutes. Yeah, just really good chemistry with each other. Look at that, beautiful. So yeah, they really have the chemistry going. They're such like a creative team. One of the more fun teams to watch in this season.
Yeah,
they just have so much at their disposal.
Yeah, I agree with that. Personally, I think they're becoming more exciting to watch. than the previous season. The previous season was they're a bit more like a machine. But yeah,
I think you're selling yourself a bit short, but anyways, style of play.
yeah. Okay, so style play. I think we agree that they are really, I think, fluid and
Yeah, that's a word I would use as well.
yeah, and fun to watch. I had that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a better word would be like creative.
Okay, yeah, creative, good one. And
would you call them more offensive? Because they're not necessarily defensive.
I think so.
defensive
Yeah,
team.
I agree. They're
Yeah.
more offensive, and yeah, they want to attack. They take risks. So yeah,
Yeah.
taking. And they're still like a possession-based team.
Yeah. Agree.
Yep. So for the draft rating, this will be interesting.
Oh wow.
who wants to start us off? Actually, okay. How about you, Razzle?
I'm interested to hear what Maxie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go with Maxie.
Have fun.
Well, I mean, we all know how good Joseph's is, and Dulce's been a very, very good player for. Is it just Prison, or has it played for other teams? I know he was with Gyamba one season, right? But
Yeah.
it is really solid, especially with a good team. So I think he'd fill in well if he's needed. I don't know too much about Wednesday, but I know Olo and Apex are good reserve players if they're needed and someone drops out. So
I'd say they have the best reserve players in the. I'd say.
yeah.
So what would you give a rating?
It seems weird. It would seem weird giving them a B when we gave Matzookas with their depth a B. I think the fact that they got Joseph's, I'll give it a B. It might be a bit generous, but yeah.
Okay.
I still like Tulsa there and Ola and Apex as a reserve. I'm not going to talk about myself.
Okay. So I'm just going to give them. Actually, I'm just going to give them an A based on what they have and their strategy, and they pulled it off perfectly. So I think we know that Mason and Baby Lily isn't going to miss the game. Viper and Laura are generally reliable. We see them play hacks until 3 a.m. even in weekdays, Australian time. But yeah, and Joseph is always a responsible person, so he'll show up. Maxie, I know you'll be there. Those are probably Wednesday, maybe not. I'm not sure. And he's a decent player. He's a decent Thai player. And Olo is one of I think the one I'm most surprised about. That player that's not being picked in the auction draft.
I saw him there, and I was talking to Mason. He said he missed him. So
yeah, I think he forgot about him or something. Yeah, and yeah, Apex.
There's a lot of players that should have been, but yeah.
Yeah, and interestingly, Joseph, Maxie, Dosa, and Apex has been former players of Prison FC, so Mason really going with the players he knows personally. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
so you're giving them an A.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna give them a D because I think their strategy's so lame.
I can't argue with that. Yes.
This is their only strategy, and then they're just sleeping for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just have to be the bad cop here. Give them a D. I mean, in reality, it's a strategy that works, and Mason came in with that strategy, and he pulled it off to execution perfectly. So yeah, but it's a D from me because Mason's stinky.
All right, and moving on to the key player, I think Razzle, you can start us off.
Sure, yeah. I'm gonna say that Viper is the key player because, yeah, just what he offers to the team. Of course, Mason is the captain, and he's going to be the main caller of the tactics and stuff. But I think Viper just offers so much as the experience, the knowledge he has. He's just like such a smart player. Yeah, that's my key player pick.
So I can go next, and I think this might be a little controversial, but I'm going to go with Baby Lady. I think we know what we are going to get from Viper and Joseph, and yeah, Laura's a good player. But Baby Lady, I think he's special in a way that he can really match anyone in the league pound for pound. He's one of the strongest player. I like the raw strength. His spam is great. His corner is great. He a little questionable in some areas, especially defensively.
Dude,
So,
let's watch the replay. There's a moment, okay? There's
okay. Yeah, let's...
Do you see it? What the hell is this? Baby Lady, what are you doing? What is this wall?
The Wall of China, the Great Wall of China.
Dude, Prison FC living up to their name.
Yeah.
They're imprisoning their civilians with the wall.
That's
Like, seriously.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm sure Baby Lady was just trolling, right? Like, what the hell is this, man? Anyways.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go for Baby Lady in this case. Yeah. And Maxie.
I'm gonna say Viper, but I'm gonna put Baby Lady. I'll go the second. The big season. Just for the reason you said.
Okay.
It could be very good, but because and like you said, like you probably know what you're gonna get from the other players.
Yeah.
So you could argue put him in both categories, but yeah, I'm gonna say like Viper is, you know what you're gonna get. Loris, you know what you're gonna get. And Mason should have a good season as well, but Baby Lady is the one that to watch. You know.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that Mason needs a big season. Yeah, so Mason in the previous 2 seasons, season 2 he played with me and Hobie. Last season he played with me, and this season I think it's the first season where he really needs to. I guess he's always been like really, really good in the previous season, but this season the spotlight is on him, and he's the one that needs to show his not just on the pitch but off the pitch qualities as well for this team to be successful. Yes, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I think both of your answers are very good and accurate choices, but I'm tossing up in my mind between 2 people. Honestly, I'm going to go with Loros.
All right.
Just because in this team, the amount of risks they're taking on the offense, a lot of the playmaking is going to come from that back 2, and Loris plays such a big part in that. So his ability to provide that for his team is what their success relies on. That, and also probably his ping, because for some reason his ping is always really bad during league times. But, he suffers from the same illness as Frenchie and Maxie. But yeah, he definitely has what it takes. It's just
totally agree with that. They all need a big season, all 3 of them.
Yeah, We should go
And-
either way.
Walker's fine, is he? Joseph's is fine.
Yeah, I was going to say Joseph 80 million coins, 80 coins. but better not be pulling an Anthony here. So
Yeah.
big pressure on him. Yeah. So yeah, that I think that wraps up Prison FC.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the most interesting teams this season. Okay, so shall we move on to Shelby?
Shelby, let's do it.
Okay. Do you want me to go or you?
Actually, you can take Shelby first.
Yeah,
but
okay,
I think you know them better than I do.
Yeah, okay. So Shelby is a very, very interesting team because the 4 PYOT players, Salmon, Sis, he goes by Pink, Optimism now, and Sensor and VGX have been playing together for months now in either for scrims or for Thai League or whatever. And yeah, they're such a good team. Like not just individually, but as a team, I think they have the strongest chemistry in all of the teams in AHL this season. Yeah, if you watch them play, all 4 of them have good chemistry. They know what each other are doing. They have a clear style of play, and all 4 of them are like, equipped with the weapons to just break teams down. As a style play, they're definitely one of the more open teams. They play on transition a lot. They play really fast, and they're really strong. They spam a lot. They win a lot of spams, and yeah, they're just a good team with a good blueprint. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree that from the replays from the scrims we've had, they definitely look like the strongest performance that we've had this team.
Yeah, and I'm looking through my replay from yesterday when we scrimmed them, and they were very impressive. We had them overtime a few times, but they didn't lose easily any games. They were competitive and they won a lot of their games. So
I mean, I know you said not like then they're the strongest team chemistry wise, but let's not forget how strong they are independently as well. Because I mean, Senzo, I know you personally think Lollipop that he's the strongest striker in Thailand.
Yeah. Yep.
Sis is probably one of, if not the strongest goalkeeper in Thailand as well. And I mean, Seven is an OG. VGX is just good. And then
Just
you look
good.
at their draft list, which we'll get into later. But yeah, really strong team.
Yeah. So shall we go through the replays a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, let me delete those. We'll have a look at Winonans versus Shelby.
Yep.
All right. So I want you to look at Seven for this replay here. Look at the way he positions himself behind the DM. So against a team like Winonans, which is a very offensive team, look at that. I mean, so yeah, like really exploiting the team's weaknesses. They know that Winonans is an offensive team and they can rely on this 3. I mean, we've got Rimura in goalkeeper. Is he actually in their team? Yes, he is.
Yep.
So very reliable back 3 here, and Seven's just poaching. That's I think we're used to seeing him doing that. Really smart team as well, and have that chemistry, have the passing ability.
Yeah.
Any other moments you guys wanted to?
Not really, but from the replays, you can. Yeah, Sensor is just amazing. He's one of the best striker in the league, I would say. But they're very smart with their movements and very synchronized. Maybe not as rotational as the Winonans or Prison, but definitely, as you said, 7 really hard to mark out of the game.
Yeah, for sure. He just has that knowledge.
Yeah, really good senses, and
yeah, again, yeah. So dangerous against a against such a great team, all it takes is one lucky spam, you know.
Yeah, and simple. Actually, that team plays a really simple play style, but really effective. And yeah, Senso is the one pulling the strings, I would say. Yeah, very well-rounded player. Good roughing. I mean, going up against GD is not easy. We all know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't give them space. That's what I would say. And
For sure,
Yeah.
you can't do that with it against
But,
a team who presses so well.
Yep.
And this is not even their full strength squad either.
Exactly, yeah,
Probably.
they're missing VGX, another very, very solid player. He's the one that's winning the spams, doing dirty work for them. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about their subs later, but let's move on to the style of play, maybe.
Yeah. So from that, I would say they're simple.
Simple? Yeah.
Yep. But effective. A lot of one touch and a lot of passing based team. Like a passing team, yeah. And I would say they're really space oriented.
What do you mean by that?
Like they exploit this space really well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Adaptable.
Yeah,
If you
another good one.
wouldn't mind adding that.
Adaptable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this draft. Would you like to start us off, Lollipop?
Okay, sure. So I think from this draft, I would say everything went according to what Seven and his team wants. So we know that he's going to want his Thai players. Rivera is basically their PYOT because they've been scrimming together. Frank is another OG that's been playing with Seven for, I would say, like 10 years at least. And so is Nani. Nani's a very experienced player. And yeah, a very good leader as well. And I'll be honest, I have no idea who this guy is. But
this Hong guy.
Yeah, but he's there, I guess.
He's worth at least 1 point.
K-Cast and Hobbit, a bit of a meme players, but yeah, they're really young and they're quite passionate about the game, but not as good as the other reserve players. But yeah,
you know what? I personally actually rate K-Cats. I think he's slightly better than you're giving him credit for, but
all right.
I haven't seen too much of Hobbit to give a good judge, but
Hobbit is Stefan, by the way. Stefan, he played 20 seconds in the AHL4 last season.
I mean, he's he's a new player, so we can't give him flack. But
yeah, it'll be a really good experience for them, I would say.
Yes,
being in this team. Yeah. So for that, I'll give the rating. I'll give B for them. So it's what they wanted. Might not be the most optimal, but
I'll agree with you there. I'll give it B.
All right.
This is like high B. I would put this above Matzookas draft. For
you want to give it a B plus?
Oh sure.
I'll do the same. Yeah. Okay.
I'll go.
Oh yeah, hop on the bandwagon.
Why not?
All right. And yeah, for the key player, how about you start us off, Razzle?
I know who you're going to say, Red Devil.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to say that Seven is the key player.
All right.
I think just the way he plays is such like it's so refreshing to see in the current scene that we have. Just so like simple and smart and effective as well. So
yeah, he's a very clutch player as well. I've played with him in the first season of AHL. Just in the dying seconds of the game, he'll always pop up with a goal or something. I guess I'll go next, and I think you guys know that I really rate Senso. So
Mr. Senzo, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Senso. He's actually a very new player. Probably one of the newest player, like one of the most inexperienced player in the whole division. But he's just gone leaps and bounds since his first like couple months, and under the guidance of Seven, he's just gone from strength to strength. And yeah, now he's a very solid all-rounded player. His strength is definitely as a forward. He's clinical. He doesn't miss 2v1s, unlike some other players. But yeah, he really generally doesn't miss 2v1s. Oh, hello.
Kasumi.
Kasumi, we are recording.
What's this?
You can join us if you
Yeah.
want, Kasumi.
No. I'm figuring out why there is no private one, but there's also
Probably
private.
crashed. Probably crashed.
Doing some sort of video. So
Yeah.
Yes.
is it?
We wrote your name. Look.
Are we live right now?
No, we are recording.
Oh, bye.
You'll be in the video because we can't miss your presence. But yeah.
Bye.
Wait, before you go, who do you think had the best draft
Draft.
out of all the teams? You can look at my screen if you want.
There's a lot of aspects when you're considering like the depth or the quality of player. So
Just go with your gut.
We don't
Go
care.
with your
Just
feeling.
choose a team.
Yeah.
just choose a team. Let me see.
Do not say prison.
Yeah, I mean, Pearson has the quality, but they don't have the depth. So if you're considering that, like if we are talking about in general,
Do you think
I
they
could
need
draft.
the depth?
Yeah.
Do you think they need it?
Huh?
Do you think they need it?
I don't think so. But it depends on their availability. Is there any players that have bad availability or unsure availability in the draft?
Frank and Letty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just the name of it. Yeah.
I think Toman has a quite, average squad. I mean, in terms of depth and quality, like they have 4 good players drafted, and the qualities are not that. I mean, the qualities are also at a good level. Prisons, Shelby. If Frank is not having a good availability, then I think spending 40 coins is not that worth. Or maybe it's just, making an alliance with their friends. Would Matzookas have a good pool of?
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Do you think of Lunatix?
No, I don't think Lunatix has a good draft, to be honest.
Really?
But so does
You think Casino should have gone for 0 coins instead of 1?
Oh, maybe 0.
Maybe negative coins, I think.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There isn't any team that has a particularly good draft. Not good, but excellent draft, I would say. Ranking it, I think Toman has an A range draft, I feel.
Alright.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
We're getting uninvited guests. Yeah.
Unwelcome.
Yeah.
Rude.
Get the hell out.
Alright, let's
We're
continue.
recording here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably
Get out.
Yeah, is it just Frank who has unsure availability?
Get out.
Yeah, what?
Get out. What are we up to? Senso. Yeah, Senso's a great player. Doesn't miss 2v1. Incredible.
Maxie, who's your key player?
I'll say because I've played with him more and I know how good he is. I'm just gonna say 7.
Alright.
7.
And who needs a big season?
Oh, that's hard.
I'll go first. I'll say it's Sis. So Sis has been playing since season 1. He's been in and out of the team, and his overall, I think he's gotten a lot better since season 1, and yeah, he's become really solid. But as you know, Sis, he can be maybe take a bit more risk than he should. So yeah, he needs to balance that out. I know he's very talented. He can see the game really well, but in the competitive scene, I think he needs to be more solid and show more than in his previous season. Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually going to say Rimura.
All right.
Because he's, as you said, he's probably the fifth man, so he's definitely going to get minutes. And I imagine Shelby's probably going to rotate their squad a little bit. But yeah, just as a goalkeeper, he's definitely solid. But I think when his team needs him to perform, I think he needs to step up his game and be able to compete with all of these really scary teams, because there are a lot of them.
And lastly, Maxie.
I think I'll go with you, Razzle, on this one. I think the depth is very important.
All
Is
right.
that Shelby done?
Yep, that shall be done. We have two more teams left. Do we want to do it?
Who do you want to do first, Toman or Gyamba?
Let's do Gyamba first. Let's go back to the.
Okay.
I can start. So with Gyamba Osaka. So Gyamba is one of the OG team. They've participated in almost every season, D1 or D2 of AHL. I think this season definitely going to be a challenge for them with their key player Sibo. He's withdrawn last minute. Yeah. So yeah, that's a shame for them. But as a team, I think we know what they're going to bring. They're solid defensively and very organized.
Yeah.
In terms of individual talents, I think they're not as strong as the other teams. But as a team, you've seen in Nation Cups, the Japanese team were able to knock out Koreans, one of the favorites, and probably the strongest team in Asia. So yeah, and with the addition of Libero as well, I think he's going to be very integral to the Gyamba Osaka's team. Yeah.
Maxie?
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to be pretty competitive with the Libero. And assume he's got pretty good availability, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how they line up.
Yeah.
I was with them last season for D2. Minor level is a pretty good goalkeeper, so
Yeah. I think he definitely doesn't get enough credit. He's a really strong goalkeeper.
So it'd be interesting to see which of the team that they had at the start before the draft, the four, sorry, which 3 out of the 4, sorry, end up being the lineup, in the starting lineup, because you'd imagine Libero slots straight in there.
I think Garima as well. I think he's a bit more new to Asia. Normally he only plays in the Japanese room, but Garima is also very, very solid, improving as well.
I have seen him like popping up more often in like Hacks Mod's rooms.
Ah, okay.
So he's venturing out of his zone, but I think he does have lag issues sometimes. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As both of you have said, Libero is definitely the key here. I guess in some way he's filling Seabol's shoes, which is not an easy task, but he has the quality, and under No's captainship, I'm sure it's not impossible. You know, you saw how well Japan did in Nations Cup, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Also, just wanted to quickly look over the man we have all been mentioning, and just explaining why he's so good. You know, just he has a very unique style. Would you say?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
So we'll have a look at Libero in this replay here.
Oh, wow.
It's very calculative, wouldn't I say?
Yeah. So there he's kept possession. The ball was in basically his possession for 20 seconds. Just his ability to maintain control of the play for his team is nearly unmatched. He's just so good at it.
Yeah.
And I think he gets a lot of flack from his teammates for not passing earlier or things like that. But why people value him so much is that ability to maintain the possession for his team.
I think
So,
it shows how much understanding he has of the physics and how the game works. That he's able to just maintain position by just shifting his player a little bit, just pushing here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Everything the for the absorbing, for the positioning, for the shots on goal, just having that control of the player. All those minute details really count. Let's if no one else has something to add.
Move on. The style play. So yeah, do you want to start us off? Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, defensive for sure. I don't know if they're going to try new tactics. This season because we haven't seen too much of them. But from what we've seen, there's no sugarcoating it. They're the underdogs in this league. So they're going to be on defense like most of the time. So defensive, organized, yes, for sure.
Yeah. So you could say disciplined as well.
Yep.
I guess.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, they really need to somehow integrate Libero into all of that. I think if they can do that, they can potentially get some surprising results in this league, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for the draft rating, I can start. I think this is pretty much what Noah has gone for every single draft. He always goes for his Japanese teammates, and for some reason he just distributes his coins really well. So he loves to go for like I don't know, these numbers divisible by 6, I think, except for Pete. 16 is still a really nice number. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but it works out, and he's got his teammates and he's got his key player in Libero. So I think it's a very solid draft. I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the fact that like he's like just choosing the Japanese players, minus Libero and Hibibi.
Oh yeah.
Love Hibibi.
Of course.
There are some strong players, some new players, but some strong players. You know, Nyan is actually not bad, not terrible. I think Pete is a newer player, and if Nasu Koma is B in the Japanese rooms, then he's solid. Yeah, I'd say probably could see him in a starting squad potentially, but we'll have to wait and see if No still rotates his players like he's done in previous seasons. So I'll give this a B as well. It's not as good as Shelby's drafting, but they've stuck to the game plan. They've got a solid depth in their squad. Perhaps, I guess, apart from Libero lacking that quality to the rest of the top tier teams, which is already quite hard to do. So they've done well, given.
Yeah, I'll put it as a B as well. They should have a lot of chemistry, which will help perhaps deliver some surprising results if they can work out how to use Libero, as you guys have said.
Yeah, that isn't really something we have discussed yet in detail. Is that these players really should have some of the best chemistry in the league, given how much they play with each other, apart from Libero, of course. But yeah, they should have some very strong chemistry.
Yeah, and I think for key player, I think we all know who we are going to go for. So yeah, Libero for me.
Put him in there.
Yeah. Do you guys agree? Or
I was thinking of going someone different.
I wasn't sure which way they actually go, to be honest.
We'll stick with Libero.
All right,
Yeah.
Libero.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to show his quality as one of the best players in the draft.
I wouldn't say he's by a long shot the best player on the team though, because Garima is quite good, and I rate No as a player. He's very smart.
Yeah.
Hanpen too. I think Hanpen's actually improved a lot in the past few months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And who needs a big season? It's a tough one, but I'm going to go with minor level. I think he's
Wow.
shown his quality in the previous season. His form was really good, leading up to the Nations Cup and during the Nations Cup. But I think he's dipped a little bit, making some mistakes in what I've seen, like some tiny mistakes, but quite costly. I think he needs to step up, and we all know he can because we've seen how good he can be. And yeah, I think minor level is a big season.
yeah, he definitely has what it takes to pull the stops with the saves. He's a bit of a clutch goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But I might go someone different. I'm actually going to say Hanpen because
What happened?
when I think to previous Gyamba Osaka seasons, I don't think he's really had like an opportunity where he's a consistently like starting player, because there's always been Seaball, but he is usually in the rotating squad. I think this season we could see more of Hanpen, and I think this is the chance he has to show what he has, because as I said before, he's really improved.
Yeah.
One of the better Japanese players now, so really excited to see what he has.
Yeah. Very excited to see what happened. What will happen?
What will happen to happen?
I'm gonna go a bit different and go with UL. Just if you include like the captaincy element of it all, like how to balance the team, how to get the most out of Libero and his players to be able to cause a surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's a very good captain.
Yeah, for sure. He's one of the most hardworking Axball players I've ever seen, spending hours analysing replays.
Yeah, also one of the most chill guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I'm a little bit rooting for them this season. Gyamba Osaka.
I'm on Winonans, but I'm secretly rooting for Gyamba Osaka always.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last team we're going to analyze, and it's Toman. Yeah, Razzle, do you want to start us off? Let's go.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they've got a strong squad. DCB, Chartai, and of course Micro. I mean, 3 very strong Thai players. Chartai doing exceptionally well in Nations Cup. DCB's always been probably top 3 Thai players? Question mark.
Right.
Would you agree, Red Devil? Would you agree?
Top 3 Thai players.
Top 3.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Definitely top 5. Yeah.
I'm saying top 3 because you know who I think is 1 and 2.
Okay.
And of course Micro. He's got his own play style, and I think it really suits Toman with DCB and Chartai as that forward. And interesting to see Winky as a PYOT. We haven't seen him in the scrims yet, but now about their play style, I love Toman's play style. I think it's so it's so, like, for lack of a better word, it's so strong, you know? Like, maybe look at the replays a bit later, but yeah, just it's smart. They're able to exploit the space really well, just like Shelby. Most of the Thai players are going to have good spam physics, so they can win all the battles and then bring the ball where they want to and then employ their tactics from there. Have really good passing between each other. A big characteristic, which we'll probably see later, is their ability to shield, block, and manipulate the position of the opposing team to be able to score. You guys had other comments?
Yeah, I'm just going to say the opposite of what you just said. I absolutely despise the style of play. I hate to play in this team.
You hate playing against them, okay? You hate playing against them.
I hate playing against them, and I hate playing with them as well. I think it's my like my style of play, so my nature as a playmaker, I would say. I think
more like a Winonans, Prison FC kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is just so chaotic, so I don't know. It's hard to be organized, make plays. In
I
this.
guess I love watching it because it makes for entertaining games. Like,
Yeah,
playing in it, definitely, I agree with you. It's just like clicking X a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
there is definitely more than some skill involved.
Yeah, I'll be taking corner and suddenly DCB just comes up and spams, help the opponent spam or whatever. Yeah, but it's certainly effective.
Maxie, anything to add?
No, I think you covered everything.
Easy. So I guess we'll look at some replays here. Cover what we were talking about. So yeah, blocking, positioning. Watch DCB here. Goes above Yo-Yo, leaves it. It might have been an accident, but he keeps coming back because he sees he's going to kick it back up to me. You would think he's going to kick it to Micro, which he probably was trying to, admittedly.
The 4D
But
chess
instead he leaves it.
Yeah.
Sees where is he going to go? Is he going to turn? No, Chartai's got that. So he's going to cover that pass to Hoovy at the top there. Does it perfectly. Nearly leads to a goal.
Yep.
So, little positioning things like that is where Toman, I think, has an edge. Watch the micro body blocking as well.
I taught him that, by the way.
He's a good listener. He's a good listener. Yeah, still, look at that. And then rotates back down. What a G.
Yep. Yeah, it's very interesting, very smart.
Yeah, and as you said, the spamming, not fun to play with, but that you can't say that they're not a strong team.
Yeah.
They've got some really good plays. Getting the ball in a position that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Trying to rock it sometimes. And this one as well. Nice goal.
Oh, nice goal. All right, let's move on to the style play. So, what do you think, Razzle? Might have something to say about this.
Let's avoid subjective adjectives because we disagree. We'll
All right.
just agree to disagree, So
Okay, yeah.
we'll do things like spammy.
Yep. Spammy.
I also say I'm also going to say adaptable as well for this team because they can really exploit the opposing team's position very well.
Would you say they are chaotic?
Yes.
Okay. Have anything to add, Maxie?
No, I was gonna say chaotic as well. So
maybe physical as well. You could add.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
The blocks and stuff. Yeah.
All right, and should we move on to the draft rating?
Draft, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Kasumi said this team has the best draft. Would you agree with that?
He said it was it was an average, like a balance of squad depth and squad strength.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I guess I'll go first.
Right.
I think reserve players are good. I think Kanate is definitely a strong player. I haven't seen much of Nguyen.
Yeah.
So if one player drops out, then cool. I think, all four of those players there are strong players. I think Maguire for 3 coins is a bit low. I haven't seen much of Touré. Valdez, very strong player, especially technically, but also as part of this team, I think he'll have some great chemistry. And of course, Donny as well.
Yeah.
Really strong, solid Thai player. One of the better Thai players in this league. I will give this team a B+.
Okay.
Because I think it does their job. It's the same as the other Thai team, Shelby, but that's what I think. I think it's a B+. I don't think, personally, it's as good as how Lunatix drafted.
Okay. For me, I don't think this is a very good draft. I mean, they got Fordas, who was originally the PYOT, and he dropped out for Vingy, which I think is a good pickup for them. Donny is a solid player. Maguire and Touré, Konate, and Nguyen are all decent squad player. But I feel like this team would really up their game if they have like a star player in someone like Joseph, or even Kasumi or Libero, or someone of that kind.
Yeah.
Right now they're solid. I don't know how Winky is going to gel with the team, but yeah, I'm going to just give this a C because it's lacking what they really need. Maybe C plus.
That's
C is a
fair,
bit
actually.
harsh.
That's
Okay.
that's fair. I mean, comparing it to all the others.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Maxie? You've
Uh,
got two ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I think I'll go. I think I'll go B. I'll go between that.
Split the middle.
Yeah,
All right.
because I can see a bit of both.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, and you have a key player in mind, Max?
I'm split on this captain and vice captain. I'll say DC.
DCB?
Good choice.
Yeah, good choice. Yeah.
You go.
Okay, I'm going to agree with Maxi here. I'm just gonna go with DCB. He's the captain. He's the one that's implementing this style of play, and yeah, he's as a player, he's very technically gifted, very solid, and also very experienced. So I think he needs to really lead this team well. They are to do well in the season.
Honestly, in my mind, without a doubt, it's DCB.
Yeah.
He just has that like factor that elevates teams.
And as Red
Okay.
says, he might score some fluke goals down the.
Yeah, sure.
They're calculated fluke
Yeah,
goals, you know. Like
calculated.
he increases the chance that the ball will go into the net,
Yeah.
even if it's by luck sometimes.
Absolutely.
I was actually tempted to say Chatai for the key
Yeah.
player because of the season he had at Nations Cup, but yeah, who needs a big season?
Yeah,
This is really tough.
yeah.
Oof.
I'm gonna say Winky,
I was actually thinking that as well.
just
Same for
because
me, yeah.
I know he's a reliable like person who will like always respond whether he can show up or not. But A, is he going to be available every time because time zones are a thing? And B, I don't know, he doesn't have as much chemistry with this team as others. And I think Ping is going to be a big factor in their play style when these players play so close to each other. His knowledge of the game, his experience should carry through.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I think Winky needs a big season. He's, I think, one of the big name players since like the inception of AHL. He's one of the most experienced. And
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody knows him from his YouTube channel, his Catflow tutorials. And yeah, and his futsal room, Winky's futsal room. And yeah, but he hasn't really made an impact in the league in the previous season. He's been really good. He's been to the semifinals, I think, with the Matzookas. And yeah, with someone with his capability, I think he can find more success if he adapts well to a team. Because unquestionably, individually, he's probably one of the strongest in the league.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I'll go with Winky as well. I think he can do well this season. It's whether he does, like whether he adapts to the ping or whether he's gonna show. There's a few questions there, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean he's used to playing in high ping. It's just with the way
I mean
teams play.
like the ping compared to the other players in his team. Sorry, like if you've got everyone in low ping, like it's easier to do different sort of things.
For sure.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
It's how they adapt around him as well. So
True.
All right, that's Toman. That's every team's done. So we'll finish with the first part of the analysis. And how about we just quickly go through the final part, the second part, which is the predictions. So
Yes.
to give an overview, we're just going to do the final table, our predicted final table first. and then just have some fun with the predictions for the MVP, top scorer, top assist, top
Yeah.
CS, and the
Oh wow.
most interesting one is the flop of the season. Okay.
Oh Jesus.
All right.
Jesus.
So how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go one by one or by position?
Let's go down from the bottom up.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go first. Then. In 7, I think I have Gyamba Osaka. Yeah. No disrespect to them. I think they're a solid team, but quality-wise, might be tough to compete with the other teams.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Gyamba Osaka, the ones I'm barracking for, but have the least faith in.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, they're not super out of it. They definitely have chances, but it's just the other teams are so strong.
Yeah.
And Lunatix had such a great draft as well. I think that's really separated them from Gyamba Osaka this season.
Yep.
Mm.
And Maxie?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. They could push higher, but on paper it seems like they're 7th.
And Razzle, do you want to go next for 6th?
I'm actually going to say Matzookas.
Yeah.
Now this is tentative, but if they continue the way they have been with what we've seen from the scrims, then this is their position, I'd say. But if they continue working on their chemistry and they involve the other players that they've drafted, then I could see this team even reaching the top 3.
Okay.
So they're I'd say Matzookas are the wild card, but I'm going to put them in 6th.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Maxie?
Yeah, it's a toss up. But I guess I'll put them Matzookas there as well. They're just based on the strength of all the teams.
Yeah.
And the chemistry screams at the moment.
I agree with you guys. I'm going to put Matzookas there.
Are we going to have the same table?
I
swear.
Yeah.
It's going to be so boring.
For the reasons Razzle and Maxie have listed. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them pushing a lot higher.
Okay. And
after watching the clips and seeing what's been going on.
And next up, maybe Maxie, you can go here.
This could go either way. Just based on seeing a bit of the other teams, I'm gonna say Lunatix, but I don't know.
Yeah, so Lunatix.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm actually going to go for Toman here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think the team, they certainly have a style of play, but I think individually they're not as strong as the other team. And I think having seen Lunatix, I really like their chances. So yeah, going to put Toman instead. What about you, Razzle?
I'm actually going to agree with Maxie. I'm going to put Lunatix here just because I haven't seen what they are cooking, but
right.
Yeah.
I just think the other teams have more room to grow as well. So
okay, so back to me. Okay, so I'm going to put Lunatix here. Just because I've seen a little bit of what they're cooking. I like the leadership of not just Kasumi, but Ninja and Mitsuki. I think they're really level-headed. Yeah. All right, Razzle.
Okay, I'm thinking, do I go with my honest opinion or do I go with my biased opinion?
Yeah, go with your gut.
Okay, I'm going to go Toman.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a big gap between Toman and Lunatix because I think Toman are very adaptable and they're going to be able to compete with the other top flight teams and they're going to be able to punish these lower quality teams.
Yep. All right. And Maxie?
Oh, well, I'm tossed between 2 as well. I think I'll go Toman just because of the question marks we've been talking about with the team. But I think they got enough quality with DCB and Cheto and Micro. It's just the question marks on how Winky is going to go there, how much he's going to show and stuff, how he's going to adapt to the other players.
For sure, yeah.
But that's what made me putting Toman here.
Yeah, let's move on to the third place. This is very important
All
because
right, this is where it gets controversial.
this team will qualify for the playoff, yeah.
You know what? This is going to be a shocker.
Okay.
I'm going to put Winonans for third.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't really have much logic behind this other than I just feel like Winonans is such like a glass cannon team, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's days where it can just like turn to poop, basically. And I know that there's going to be days where the starting four is not all going to be available. And it's going to come down to the bench. And the bench has been showing up, apart from me. I'm pretty like lazy showing up to scrims, but I think Winonans definitely can have good and bad days, and especially with the high level tactics that Casey's employing, I think it's bound to have some risks, some learning opportunities, and for that reason, I'm going to put them in third.
All right. And what about you, Maxie?
I'm gonna go with Winonans as well.
Oh, okay. Any particular reason?
I've just been really impressed with Shelby, from what I was saying. And like Razzle said, there might be some inconsistent performances by Winonans, but they definitely still have the quality to go all the way. I'm pretty confident in Shelby.
Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different here. I actually believe Shelby will finish third. I've praised them a lot during the first part of the analysis, but I think they're definitely like a more consistent team. I think going up against the giant teams like Winonans or Prison FC, they might struggle a bit with the simplicity in their play. And yeah, it might not work out for them in those moments. Yeah, so Shelby third for me. And I think your turn, Maxie, for the second position.
I'll go for Shelby here just because with Prison I don't see them losing. Whereas like Shelby might drop one or two here or there, but I still think they're going to be good enough to at least be in the top three. It's just where they'll finish in that top three.
Yeah. And as for me, I'm actually going to put Prison in second because I know they're a very strong team and very, very reliable. But with the way they play, I think they're more risky than the other teams, and mistakes are bound to happen. So I see them dropping points here and there, but definitely capable of beating any team as well. And Razzle?
I'm also going to put Prison FC second.
Oh.
So, yeah, I'm putting Shelby number one.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I have a feeling that Prison FC also are going to have availability issues. It's just a slight feeling. But, yeah, no, Shelby have some depth, and I think they're going to be the most dedicated to scrimming during the season as well. And as you said, they're a consistent team. And I think for that, they're going to be able to hold well against the lower teams and protect themselves from upset losses.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's very interesting. We all have different first place. So I've gone with Winonans because I think the sheer quality of the starting players, especially GD and Hobie, is just going to get
Yeah, I have to
routine.
say,
Yeah.
if it's that starting four for a majority of the games, then definitely Winonans, like
Yeah.
without a question of the doubt. But
I think
yeah,
Casey and Joy, and with their style play, there might be a little bit, like glass cannon, like you said. So, yeah, I'm not 100% certain they're going to finish first, but I'm gonna have faith in their front too. Yeah, and Prison FC for Maxie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of tossing. I was like, some bias here, but I think it could be any one of the teams I put in the top three. So I just have a lot of trust in the team, as long as it's well, even if somebody's missing, like Joseph is a really strong player. If it gets down to like 2 people unavailable, then it's a bit question mark.
Okay, so we've completed our final table. Actually, very
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. You guys have any comments?
I think the top 7 is could be anyone.
Yeah, Gamba's gonna go all the way.
Okay, maybe not Gyamba in first, or anything crazy like that. But it's a very competitive season.
Well, anyone could
for sure
get in, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but I definitely think that.
What I really like to see is someone to get in top 3 outside of the 3 we've predicted, because top 3 is.
I think Toman has a decent chance personally, but I know you don't rate them as highly. But
yeah,
it'd be so cool if Lunatix or Matzookas made it to the top 3.
Because I was actually debating with Casey before the season starts that I actually wanted only the top 2 to qualify, because that really spices up the regular season.
Ooh,
but we've decided to go with this, which is also very interesting as well. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the MVP. Razzle, do you want to start as well?
I think the MVP is going to be Hobie.
Okay, yeah. Any reason?
That's it.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
I was gonna say that's it. But, I mean, yeah, just I think with the team he has as well, he's going to be able to show his quality, because I think with some teams, if he's not getting the ball enough, or if it's not the type of play that he's used to, then I think he doesn't get a chance to shine. I think without a doubt, he's going to get MVP, in my opinion.
One problem I see with Hobie is he's going to share a lot of points with GD, because they're both so good.
Yeah, but I think but I think Hobie's a different player to GD. The way he plays is so different and so distinct that people will recognize when he's made an impact and when, say, GD has.
Right.
But I think overall Hobie definitely has a more holistic impact on the game, and GD's there as the goal machine, or the person who supports. Hobie just controls the game in a different way.
Yeah. And Maxie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go for the same. Yeah. He's a good player playing on a really good team. Yeah. With Prison, it could be Viper as well, but
Prison have a lot of good players. They might share.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking. Winonans as well, but I think Hobie's more likely to stand out on his team.
Yeah, this is going to be really boring, but I only have one person in mind, so Hobie. Because I just.
Okay, who would be second MVP then if it's not Hobie?
GD. Okay, so maybe I can expand my answer a little bit, because I think at the highest, or at a high level of gameplay, I think it comes down more on rather than like who is the most creative, who is the most skillful. It's more like who makes the best decision at the best time. So,
Yes.
and I think Hobie is just by far the best at that. He needs one chance and he will score. So yeah, for that reason, I think Hobie is the key player.
Great answer.
Okay, top scorer. Maybe
We're just
Maxie.
gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Hobie and Split.
Oh, split.
Hobie and who?
Viper.
Okay.
Viper.
Yeah, equal goals.
Equal goals. All right. Okay. So I'm actually going to go with something a little different. I'm going to go with Senzo.
Senzo, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you would say Senzo.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
yeah.
I know Hobie is a goal machine, but I think with the style play, I think Shelby can just play teams out of the park, and I see them just destroying a lot of teams, and Senzo will pick up a lot of goals from that. And
I'm
Razzle.
having a difficult time deciding. I'm gonna say GD.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
I think yeah. No, I'll say it after top assist.
Okay. All right, top assist. I think it's my turn. Oh, it's a tough one. Top assist. You don't have anyone in mind, but I would say, I guess, GD, because he's going to have Hobie right next to him. And I think Hobie will score a lot of goals. And they actually, if you see the replay, they link up really well. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? I think it's going to be the reverse. I think Hobie is going to supply GD.
Okay.
This season.
Let's go. All right.
Okay, given I said Hobie is going to be
Yeah,
the
like
top.
I feel like Hobie's going to shift his role in this
Mm.
in this season to more of like a playmaker, someone who like controls the possession, and will help with GD's top goals. Sorry, Maxie, I cut you off.
No, I'll just say I'm going to put GD there as well. I think they're going to be a very high score.
And Razzle, do you want to do top clean sheet?
Top CS.
Oh my god, nearly up to the most
Is a tough one.
exciting category.
So just for the record, I think Laura's won the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Optimus is going to win CS. Yeah.
Pink.
So a bit of a controversial one, but I think Shelby's going to have so much like attacking output, and Optimus is already such a solid goalkeeper, so we're going Optimus. But I guess the only thing with this is that he's going to share goalkeeper apps with Rubera.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, not a great pick, but I'll put Optimus there because I appreciate him.
Yeah, and Maxie, you fancy yourself?
Ooh. I'm not sure about this one. I think Loris has got a good chance. I'll say Laura, but I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah.
I guess like he's got the guaranteed goalkeeper minutes, so I think he played a lot of those minutes last season, right?
True. That's the other thing is Loris is usually going to be the goalkeeper.
Okay. This is gonna make me sound like a Winonans simp, but I'm going to go with Casey. Because
Wow.
Wow.
But I think Casey will play most of the games, if not all. And I think Loras might be sharing his game time with Joseph, who's Joseph plays goalkeeper / defender in the previous season. So yeah, he definitely can play that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Casey. Another one I'm really
Ooh.
tempted to go for is Mitsuki, but yeah, I'll leave that another time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a risky one. I don't know. It's bold, but
Ooh.
is Mitsu even the main goalkeeper though
I
for
believe
for
so. Yeah,
Lunatix?
should be.
I feel like even Ninja Rua could potentially be a goalkeeper, but
Yeah,
flop of the season.
the last
Well.
one. Okay.
Yeah, honestly though, like if Letty was here the whole time, I'd be tempted to
Yeah,
throw him in as a chance, but
yeah.
Oh,
I
you
think.
mean for top CS, right? Not
yeah,
flop of the
yeah,
season.
no. No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know who I'm gonna pick, but that's not in the league. I'm just gonna put mine based on availability, not be controversial too much or anything. Although I'm gonna say Frank is bigger than the bed.
Okay.
That's boring, but it's sensible.
Yeah,
And
fair,
probably realistic,
yeah.
potentially.
Safe pick because Frank is one of the sureless guys in the community. He won't be upset at all.
This
Yeah.
is based on availability.
Yeah. Okay. For me,
41 is a lot.
I'm going to look at the team one more time. Flop this season. You know what? I'm just gonna say Softy.
Look a lie, I was considering it.
I think there's a decent chance their team will implode, and I see Softy being one of the main instigator.
So he's gonna say some shit, and then Softy's gonna go off on him.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be an endless cycle.
Fair play to him though, as a player. I think he's very talented. Just maybe not as experienced. Yeah. And
for sure. Yeah.
Lastly, Razzle.
I'm gonna say Baby Lady. I think he's gonna botch like 3 2v1s this season. 3 2v1s. And I think he's going to
then Mason's gonna replace him with Olo.
Actually though, nah. I mean he's a good player, but I'm just saying that because I know he can take it. He knows I don't mean it, but yes, flop of the season, Baby Lady.
Yeah, he's gonna if he wins like a golden boot or something, he's never gonna stop speaking about it in front of you.
Fair enough.
If that happens, okay, Baby Lady gonna score golden boot.
I mean, it's good competition. Fair enough this season, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, I think that wraps up everything. Any final words?
Nothing apart from looking forward to a fun season. Go Winonans. I know I put us as coming third, but I think we're going to do some great things. And good luck to everyone competing. I think it's going to be a very competitive, fun, and dramatic season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to add on, Maxie?
No, this is a very hard one to pick. I think a lot of the teams are shaping up well. I think even like we were saying, Gyamba and Matzookas were last 2 positions, but they could surprise as well. We know that Gyamba likes to scrim a lot, and Matzookas, if they scrim, they could surprise. So I think this is going to be a very exciting season.
Yeah.
I cannot split the three teams at the top at the moment, even though I did have Prison at first, but I could see Winonans or Shelby being there as well.
Yeah,
And
for
Toman.
sure. As for me, I'm really looking forward to the season as a spectator for once. Yeah, I think it's really fun to, watching the game from a neutral standpoint. Yeah, and like you guys said, looking forward to, I think, a competitive season. Yeah.
Realistically, I'm getting 0 minutes, but
No
so I'm
way.
pretty much a spectator as well because my
Probably
availability
me
also
as
isn't
well.
the best. But yeah, absolutely. Like this is such a competitive season. I know AHL is always very high quality, but this season in particular, I think, is quite the PYOTs are all very strong. So
Yeah. All right. I think we finish here. We've been
Yes.
recording for, oh my god, 2.5 hours.